Hey guys, it's Rushdie here. How are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. I am in dire need of a trim and a shave, but nevertheless, I'm still going to get through this video for you. Going to get the content pumped out as fast as I can. Today, I'm doing the second recording on the Razer Raion Fightpad. I did do a recording previously in terms of an overview of this pad. I wasn't very happy with the way it came out. It was the same format as the 8-bit do and the PowerA, all the old Fightpad videos I've done, but I had some comments from a angry, I'm not even going to say subscriber, an angry viewer. God damn. So our friend and his very harsh words were taken on board. I don't appreciate the tone that was used, and I completely disagree with what was said, obviously, but I find with comments like that there's always a small takeaway to be had. So I can hear where the guy's coming from. Dwayne actually mentioned this. Dwayne McFadden, you mentioned the same thing. Let's see some in-game footage of you using the pad, testing the pad out. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to talk about the controller first, like in the other overview videos, and then we're going to do a bit of gameplay with the controller, so I can kind of talk you through the problems I'm facing or the success I'm having with the pad in real time. So I'm going to try and do as best I can, because the way I can see it on my screen is all mirrored, so I'm trying to use this hand to mess with the D-pad, where it should be this hand, so that should be okay. So the pad itself, it's a 6 button Fightpad. You've got the, I've already gone the wrong side there. So the 6 buttons on the face here, you've got your traditional 4 PS4 buttons, you've got additional R1, R2, and it's these shoulder buttons. When you switch the toggle to the correct position, these then become L1 and L2. The reason behind that, I've mentioned this in all the videos, is because what they aim to do is get this side of the pad focused on inputs, while your left hand is focused purely on the movement in terms of D-pad. That's the design. It's the same as the Hori, same as the PowerA Fusion Fightpad. The design itself, it's plasticky, very similar to the Hori. It's a little better built than the Hori Fighting Commander. It's got gloss finish, you can see there. I don't know because the quality is there on this, from this angle, but it's got a gloss finish on the top for the shoulder buttons. It's a wire pad, you can't disconnect the wire. It's got a touchpad, which is a really nice feature. You don't see that on any of the Fightpads, and it's got 2 buttons there to turn on and off your mic, and you've got the audio jack, the 3.5mm jack there. You've got the toggles there, if you can see. So the toggle on this side on the left is for your D-pad, to control where the D-pad will go. So you can, well, what the D-pad will control. So where the D-pad will be set to D-pad mode, left stick, right stick. And this toggle here is what changes the button configuration. So it's currently set to use 6 face buttons, and L1 and L2 switch to this side. That toggle there, if you flick it the other way, you then get your traditional 4 shoulder buttons and your 4 traditional PS4 buttons there. Those don't do anything then. Again, it's the same as all the Fightpads. You guys should probably know this already, so it's nothing new. The pad itself, it feels great in the hands. It sits nicely. My rather long, gangly fingers sit quite nice on the pad. My thumb naturally sits on the D-pad right in the middle, so the actual D-pad itself is quite high. You can see that there. A little higher than the PowerA. Very similar to the Hori, I'd say, in terms of feel. It looks like it's higher than the Hori, but it actually sits in a very similar position. I'll talk about the buttons first. So the face buttons, they're much more small in comparison to the Hori. The Hori has the biggest face buttons, these circular buttons there. Then I'd say it's the PowerA, and then it's these ones. I'm gonna be honest, like, I know they've got like micro switches for these buttons and all that jazz. They don't feel that good. They're very plasticky, not much feedback. press them gently, they're very sensitive. I think I mentioned on the other video actually, you press them gently, they make no noise. There's not much feedback on these at all. I don't like it. And if you press a button and accidentally touch another button, you will end up pressing both. So if you play games like Street Fighter 5, you will get EX moves by mistake by just tapping the button next to it. They're quite, considering they're so small, they're quite closely placed as well. So I don't like the buttons. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. The position of the buttons is lower than I'd expect as well, and I didn't have a problem with this at first, but then as I came back to the pad second time, I noticed I was mispressing buttons here because of the muscle memory. The muscle memory is wired for the Hori fighting commander, so I did notice a difference, but that's just a muscle memory. So you got to practice over time to adjust to that, but there is a substantial, I can tell, like pressing the X, that's very low on the pad, I think, in comparison to where the D-pad is. The shoulder buttons, I think the shoulder buttons are good. They're all shoulder buttons. There's no triggers. So on the Power Ray they use triggers for R2 and L2. They're all shoulders, and you know what? I rate it. The feedback is good. I can't knock the shoulders. They're not. I'd say the L1 and R1 feel better on the Hori because they're a bit harder to press, but these are still pretty stiff. And these rear triggers, shoulders feel good as well. They are sensitive somewhat, but there is feedback. You know, you've got to press them with a bit of force to get your inputs, and you get a nice. That's what I like. I like the click, man. So listen to that. I can feel it. It sounds good. That really like. That's why I want my buttons to sound and feel like. Go back to the face buttons. Ugh. Did you press me? I think you press circle. It just doesn't. For me, it just doesn't do it at all. They're lifeless. That's the word. They're lifeless. There's no life to those buttons at all. Whereas these have got a nice little pop to them. You know what I mean? Those are the buttons. The D-pad. The D-pad's the important one. I can't really show you this. The way that I have done this video is really stupid because I can't really put my thumb on it to show you with this angle. But first, I'm going to show you the D-pad. Well, listen, should I say? Hear that? So you get a click. Every direction you press, there's 8 directions on this D-pad. Every time you press a direction, you get a click. If you press it down the middle, you hear multiple clicks. The reason for that is because there's buttons for each direction, and that's what they've tried to achieve with this D-pad. It's an 8-way, 8-direction D-pad, and it's circular, of course, as well. It's got a bit of a, see that? Put it close. It's got a little bit of a lip to it as well. Feels good, to be honest. The D-pad itself, it looks good, feels good, and I love that feedback. The clicking, it's really annoying. You know, if any of you that got wives and girlfriends, you're going to drive them up the wall with this clicking late at night when you tell them just one more game and you're up till like 1 in the morning. If they hear this, they definitely send you to the spare bedroom for your night's sleep. So it's very clicky, but I like it. I like to hear the noise. It gives me a lot of confidence with my inputs. I noticed that when I was playing. I felt really, I don't want to say cocky, but I felt full of myself because I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm pressing. Yes, that's what I wanted. That's purely based on the feedback. However, there's always a however when it comes to Fightpads, as you guys know. With this D-pad, inputs are weird. I can't figure it out. I don't know why it's the case, but when you're doing quarter circle inputs, half circle, DP, Dragon Punch motion, so that's like forward, down, down, backwards up. It's so hard to do. Forward, down, down, forward, forward, down, down, forward. It can be inconsistent. I notice it more when the opponent is on the left hand side of the screen. So when your character's facing the left, the opponent's on the left, you'll get inputs. It's usually when you're doing quarter circle forward to the left, you're getting, like, I'll do like a fireball and I won't get a fireball. I'm playing Shotos in Street Fighter 5. Fireballs don't come out. I'm trying to do Dragon Punch, the Dragon Punch will come out, but I'm trying to cancel the Dragon Punch into Super. Super doesn't come out. Usually I can tell where I've screwed up with my inputs. And I can see the inputs on screen, there is a mistake in them. but purely based on feel, I can't seem to feel where the mistake is. I can do a sequence, which I'll show you in a minute, over and over again, and I can't. Feels good, comes out. Feels good, comes out. Feels exactly the same, doesn't work. And then it won't work for about 3-4 times in a row. And then I'll try and make some kind of crazy adjustment, and it doesn't feel natural to me, but I'll get the move. I have to really exaggerate the inputs. I have to really go high. But when I go high, sometimes I'm pressing like jump forward as well. So that's my main gripe with this pad. I really don't like these buttons. I think they've done a really poor job. I don't like to knock companies that put out, products and, really try to, this is niche market fight pads, and I really rate Razer for doing this, but they've got this all wrong, man. These feel, it's the wrong size. They feel terrible. That's not good. I feel like they were so close to being on the money with the D-pad, but there's just something not quite right with it. But regardless of that fact, I'm still going to give it a good shot. I'm going to give it a long-term test to see how I feel with this pad, because the reason for that is because I feel like this pad has got potential. I feel like if I can get over the fact that the buttons feel weird, get used to it, should I say, and if I can figure out what's up with this D-pad, whether it's me or the D-pad. I think it is the D-pad myself, but I just got to swallow my pride and just push through the pain. But I think if I could get used to this controller overall, I think this has got potential. But that's the test. I don't know as of yet. It just doesn't feel quite right. There's something not quite right with this D-pad. Everything else is great. I mean, it's very expensive. I can't lie. It's like double the price of some of the other fight pads. But the features are there. You've got everything with this pad. You've got audio jack, which is not really seen in the old Hori pads. I don't think any of them have got the audio jack. It's got the touchpad. That's a really nice feature. The buttons, they've got the buttons correct. They've got 4 shoulders, 6 buttons on the face, circular D-pad. On paper, this should be the best pad, but there's something not quite right. So, all the bashing I've given it, let's put it to the test now. I'm going to use Street Fighter 5, of course, as the test bed. So let's do some execution drills within training mode, and then I'm going to do like a couple matches with it just to show you. I don't care whether I win or lose. It's all about just showing you and talking you through how I feel with the pad through the matches, through some gameplay. So guys, hold tight. Let's get that up now, and yeah, see you in a second. Hey guys, how's it going? Right, we're here with the Razer Raion control pad, Street Fighter 5. We're in training mode. So let's just get a little feel for the. Gotta build the muscle memory back up myself, to be fair. Let's just get a bit of movement down. I really struggled to do dashes when I first got used to the pad. First used it, sorry. I noticed things like that. For some reason I couldn't get the dash, but I think you're just getting used to the angles on the D-pad. See, you can hear it. Listen to the noises, man. It's very clicky. Sounds very mechanical. That was the wrong combo. Right, let's try. I'm gonna do some light confirms first, just like pointless ones. Good start so far. So there's a dragon punch that got dropped. Well, the dragon punch didn't come out. You've got to really dig into the left hand side. It's something to do with when you're on the right hand side. Right, here we go, guys. There you go. Light punch TP didn't come out. I can almost guarantee you I'll mess that combo up on the right hand side every single time. See, like there, I did heavy punch DP. I didn't get super at the end. Can you see at the end there? Look at the inputs on the left hand side of the screen. Quarter circle forward, and for some reason it's gone all the way to up. And it doesn't feel like I'm doing that. I don't know if it's because I'm over exaggerating the input that's happening, or because I'm just going, I think like I'm going halfway up, if I'm getting up. It's very sensitive, the D-pad is super sensitive. I think that makes a lot of sense actually. If the D-pad is very sensitive, then you're going to get inconsistency. That's hard to do. I don't know why that's hard to do on that side. Let's go to the other side now. Put the opponent in the corner. There we go. Now, all I've done there is I'm just exaggerating those left inputs. So the down forward and the forward. So I'm going to do one more. This is one that never works. Seems to never work for me with this pad. I'm trying to do a light punch DP, a medium punch DP, and on the first hit of the medium punch DP, cancel into super. This doesn't seem to work. There we go. I've used a shortcut there. I've done forward, quarter circle forward punch, quarter circle forward kick, and that seems to be consistent. You can do that. Oh yeah, it's gonna miss, yeah. Ah yeah, it's messed up again. That's weird then, because the two hits of medium punch DP hit and then CA came out, super. You're supposed to cancel on first hit of medium punch DP. See there, Tatsu? Look at the input. Crouching light kick, stand light punch. I tried to go from down, quarter circle back, light kick. I didn't get the down input after the light punch. Nah, it's done it again. That's so strange, man. That's a good one to try. That's so weird. The timing is exactly as I want it. Forward, down, down, forward, punch. Look at that. I'm consistently getting the same error every time. It's because when I'm doing the medium punch DP, yeah, the medium punch is is that what it is? Okay. This could be because of the buttons, not so much the directions. Because if the buttons are more sensitive, when you go to press the button is coming out before it's completely put. Either I'm a genius or I'm an idiot. One of the two. Probably both at the same time. So what's happening is, I've got to press my button later. That's mad. Let's try this again. Look at that. First time, it worked. Because I pressed medium punch later in the sequence because it's so sensitive. Right, if I get this again now, Razer, give me a job. Probably pays less than my current job, to be fair. See, I did it too early then. Yo, I'm a genius. So the issue is because the button's deep. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. Watch this. Look to the camera. Probably can't see because the window's small. I'm just gonna press the button down, yeah. To be fair, that's pretty low. So let me do heavy. I'm going to try and show you where I've pressed it and the travel after I pressed it. The moves come out now. It's about halfway. The move comes out after halfway pressing the button. But you still got... To be fair, it's just over halfway. Let's just say it's like 60% of the way down. The move comes out. And then you've got like another 40 to go. Man, this is getting intense, man. These pad overviews and stuff are mad. So you've got to press the button much later. It's weird, man. It's weird. Right, let's do some in-game tests. I'm just gonna have one match. I'm not gonna long this out. It's interesting. Bruh, this is mad. Can't get CA there. Can't get super. Dunno, man. It's something's really off with this pad. I don't like it. Don't like it. I know I'm not gonna like it. That's the thing. Alright, let's give it one shot. It's interesting how that slight change made a difference. Very interesting. Okay. Guys, I'm not going to focus too much on the gameplay itself. Like I said, let's just try and get these inputs neat and tidy. Nice. See, it looks great there, doesn't it? It's where it's more complex sequences. Usually it's DPCA or longer combos. Wow, really? When he neutral jumped there, I wanted Dragon Punch. Let's try and get a raw CA in some situation. Let's see if I can get it first time. Oh, I didn't even want to jump there. Nope, no CA, so that was critical out there. Dragon Punch? Nope. There we go, I did CA there. So I did like it taxi and I tried to do CA. And it didn't come out. No CA again, that would have been the end game. Nice. So a number of clutch inputs there. I think there was 4 occasions where CA didn't come out. I did a combo into Light Kick Tattoo, which is an easy combo into CA. You get loads of time to recognise that. Didn't come out. Did CA to catch the Demon Flip, I think it was. Didn't come out. And also the confirm off crouch and medium punch, the link, counter hit. Didn't come out. Oh man, so I'm glad that happened. Now I wanted regular. I forgot what combo I went for. I wanted light punch DP then for maximum stun, but because I pressed the 2 buttons together, I got EX DP. I'm very glad that happened actually. Neutral. Protect. So this game's really exposing exposing a lot of the problems I reported before. Oh. So yeah, it's exposing a lot of the issues I spoke about, which I'm quite pleased about. Especially that when I tried to get the max stun. I think I did Lion Breaker, which was the 2 kicks. If you're not familiar with Street Fighter, it was the 2 kicks I got before stun. And I tried to do Light Punch DP to get optimized stun, optimized damage before stun. But I pressed square and triangle, kind of close proximity, and I got the EX DP instead. It's a shame. Do that move again, please. Oh, you've done it. Wow, so soon. Ah, bad confirmed. Never dragon punch those fireballs. I can't believe he just did that. For those of you that aren't aware of Street Fighter 5, that's brain for you. Wow. Oh my. The ultimate with punish. I didn't have to do that.
Final round. Fight.
What a mess. But it summarises what I said. Simple sequences are fine, but there's definitely something not right, and it's very hard to explain unless you've tried the pad. That's all I can say. The D-pad doesn't feel, either it's so sensitive that you get inaccuracy, and these buttons just don't feel right to me. I will do my best. I will continue trying to use this pad, but I can almost certainly tell you from this video alone that I can guarantee you I will give up after a few weeks, if not maybe a month of using this pad. There's just something not right. If I was to compare this to PowerA, which is a very different control pad, I haven't got it with me here. PowerA feels really good, but it's just not the pad for me because of the D-pad style and position of the D-pad. This pad should be perfect for me, but there's just something not right with it, and I can tell right away. I can tell it just doesn't feel how I want. The D-pad feels great, it feels so nice, but when I'm in game, it just doesn't transpire to the gameplay. It's the best way I can explain it, guys. Most importantly, I hope the video has been useful to you. Second of all, I don't know, you let me know, do you prefer this format for the control pad reviews, or would you prefer the old school sort of me hold it up to the camera and talk about it and stuff? You let me know what works best for you, and at least I know moving forwards the format we can use when testing out any potential future fight pads. Guys, thanks for your time. I hope this has been informative. Let me know your thoughts. I know there's a few people who've got this control pad, the Razer Raion. Let me know your thoughts on what you think of the pad, and if you I'm quite keen to hear people who disagree with me about how I feel about the control pad. I think that's it, guys, to be honest. So yeah, hope you enjoy the content. Keep watching, because you know I've got so much more planned, and I'm really excited for the direction the channel's going in at the moment. Guys, take it easy. I shall catch you at some point soon.